You're back, everyone. I'll wait for a few of you to get on, and then we can start immediately. Right back. I'm back on. I forgot my glasses. Okay. Back on, everybody. Sorry. I was not feeling right out of nowhere. It happens like that sometimes. You guys just don't see that part of it. Um, Sometimes it just occurs that way. It's just picking up on too much of the psychic impression of it. Um, when I first started working his case, I was actually out getting ice cream with the kids and my husband, and uh, I actually felt when Sebastian's last moments were at that time because I was looking up into at the stars, and I just remember it was like I was laying on the ground and I was looking up at the stars. Like it was a very surreal feeling of um, just my last moment on Earth, and that was it. It was like after that, it was just strange after that. Oh God, I just felt so sick out of nowhere. Thank you, everybody. Um, let's get right back into it because, like I said, I want to keep on task here. Um, he speaks about trap door, and it makes sense when he says that because how I see it is, um, it's kind of like he's behind this door, like, but the structure is built around it. You'd have to know it was there in order to know it was there. You wouldn't find it by not knowing. Um, okay, so today, I believe it was Kylie. I'm reading about Kylie. Uh, I kept hearing the word occipital, occipital, occipital all day. Occipital is the part of your physical human anatomy that, or the part of your eye socket. This is where we see with our eye. This is the occipital is part of the structure that helps us see through the eyes, which right. So I'm just like, why am I hearing that all day? And then I just read something about an eye doctor was in trouble for um, misappropriation of giving medications. Thank you, everybody, for popping back on. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That happens every now and again. Um, it just came so fast. this time, and it was really wasn't my typical thing. It wasn't my typical feeling so immediate. Usually it's after I have a hard case like the Maddie case or the um a lot of the cases that set me off with the children and the abuse, and usually I get an after effect of it, but this time it hit me really quickly. And he's an eye doctor, Richard. Okay, so um I'm not sure why I was hearing that all day. So let's let's venture into those two subjects itself, Fairfax and Hubble. Like I said, that could be, like we said, a corporation. Fairfax could be Virginia, it could be Tennessee. So when we do our members live, this is only going to be for the members on here, okay, guys? Um, 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 welcome, everyone. Uh, so we have this statement that was just said to me. Um, strain, effect, let go, had to stop, didn't leave. Mom said no. Chris wanted me gone. He speaks about, he's saying something about his father right now. Um, for those that are popping on here and are new or kind of coming into live, hello, thank you for being here. I'm just trying to stay in connection with spirit, so it's very hard for me to read the um hellos and the questions every few minutes. So I'm just trying to look up every few minutes as I can. Word K again. Is this the word K as in Kay, like a name, or is this like the letter K? He took too long, wanted it to happen fast, but I woke. This goes back to um this goes back to when originally He was taken out of the home. He didn't walk out. He was taken out. He didn't go out on foot, but he wasn't supposed to wake back up. Right. And he's saying this again, wanted it to happen fast, but I woke. And that's the part where I'm looking up at this happened at night, specifically at night. And I remember seeing stars that night in the sky. And the stars felt so surreal. They felt like a spirit pulling out of the body. It was kind of like a magnetic pull. And he's taking me back to that second where he's looking up. But to me, this is, we talked about this before. Chris had help. Yeah. We know he did. He did have help. Is there anything new that we can find out about? And anything that there was two vehicles. There wasn't one. There's not one, there was two. Laura K, that's my input. Can you ask him if he woke up and that's why they had stopped in the cemetery beside is the house estate? See, now that I fixed my phone, your messages are coming up the proper way. I had my phone vertically. So, Sebastian, the night that the very awful thing happened to you, did they stop somewhere with you? Did they stop more than one place? Did they go right to the place to put you somewhere? Or did they stop? They stopped multiple times, more than once, meaning by two. Um, he speaks of more than once, more or less, he more than once that they stopped, carried, and then he speaks about the word fish, fish. No, Emily. So when they got to a place where I'm assuming where they were able to put him. Yes, I will get to that part in a minute, okay? Um, he began to come to. It was like he was dazed, but he was coming to. And the last thing he saw was a hand coming towards his head with something very heavy and hit him in the head, almost like like I'm going to say right here to be specific. If I'm looking up, I'm on the ground. I'm Sebastian, okay? This is the example. I'm on the ground. Here. Mm. I'm trying to get through the vision what side of the head would the hit be on the head, because it's almost like he came to, opened his eyes. To me to me it would be his right side of his head. The blunt force trauma would be right to this to the right side of the head. That, Veronica, um that could be a good that could be something of a good thought process on what fish would mean. It could be, but fish and fisher um speaks of fish. Now, is he by water? Is he by, there's so many different things. This poor child was not in a resting place for very long. There, okay, so, oh, that was the question. Not today, Satan 73. Um, because I had, as soon as I wrote that down on the paper, I heard the same word I heard way in the beginning to all this. I kept asking you, is there a Gatlin, a Gatlin, a Gatlin? Am I still pronouncing it wrong? Is it Gatlin or is it Gatlinburg? Gatlin, Gatlin. I don't even know if I can address Siri on a live on my phone, or I would do it myself. I just don't want to screw up anything. Um, I don't want to screw up anything that is gonna mess up with this live, because as soon as I read that and wrote that down, Gatlin came right after that. Gatlin, Gatlin. See, it's Gatlinburg. There is no word named Gatlin specifically. It would have to have "berg" at the end. Okay. Gallatin or Gatlinburg. Okay. Sunshine, Girl, Gatlin and Gatlinburg. Gallatin, Gallatin. Okay. Okay. Um, but that was what I heard as soon as I asked that when I wrote it down. I'm gonna show you where it is actually, because I thought how funny that I wrote that down and there it came up again. Oh, it's probably on here. It's on this messy piece of paper right here somewhere. That's how much stuff has come through as and I always make sure to save everything, because when sometimes I will write things that I'm not even aware of spirit is trying to write. So I always keep everything. Sebastian, everywhere that Chris and his friends stopped, or Katie, your mom, was their family present? Was their family meeting with them? He says, no, just one, just one. Sonny had the convention in Gatlinburg. Sebastian, are you at the abandoned town campground, Elkmont? It's near Gatlinburg, honey. The day that she gave chased to everybody, chased like the day that, she went to bowling and she went here and she went here and she went here. Where is the place where it would have been like video games and all that stuff? Where is that place? Because he's bringing me back to that moment. Wasn't the Texas Roadhouse in Gallatin? Right. But what I'm asking is, where would that have been in what county, in what town, or do we all not know that part? It would have been in Hendersonville. Strikes and spares. So basically strikes and spares in Hendersonville. Um, Hendersonville. Okay. Okay. Sebastian, is there a place that your mom took you that she didn't tell anyone about? Not the police, or that anybody on here doesn't know about? Is there a secret place that you all went that night and she told no one about? When you say pool, right? Do you mean like a pool you swim in, or a pool table? The day okay. The night that you went missing, right? That mom told people you went missing. Uh, I understand that, sweetie. Okay, so let me rephrase that, okay? The day, I don't want you to be upset, honey. The day that you were hurt and the very last day you were at your house, your mom's house, where did she take you that day besides the bowling alley, to dinner? Where are the places that you went? Show Chris what? Um, Define when you mean that, honey. Define when you mean you weren't being good. And can you tell me what you mean by that, honey? That's not being bad, honey. No, that's so he wanted ice cream. He was told no. So when he was being told that he was misbehaving because he wanted ice cream, and she gave him something else instead. So for whatever reason, she thought the need to, I don't want to say record, but either record him or tell Chris that he was being bad. And that really upset him. Everything that happened, honey, we fully understand how hard that was for you. And that won't go unpunished. One day they'll face their own, they'll face what they've done. But we need your help as much as possible. Okay. So when I say I need your help as much as possible, right? I need to know, other than what you've shown me in the past about things that we've already are aware of, right? Are there anything new that has come up since then? Has anything been moved of yours? Is mom or Chris doing things that they shouldn't be doing and hiding things? Okay, that's okay. I'm glad you said that to me. So you didn't leave. Where did they take you? Oh, okay. Who took you there? Who took you to that person? Was he there? Was Chris there? Here, was Chris there though? Was Chris at your house that night? Okay. I'm not sure. This could be new. Have I ever stated there is a name of Billy in this case? Billy. Billy. Good one, pink butterfly. Okay. William, Billy, same people. Yeah, just delete their messages because I didn't even give them any thought. Okay, I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. We asked the question, where did they take you after this occurred, right? He talks about, do you remember the whole took me to the tree, took me to this, took me this? Do you remember when he said something about the tree in the backyard? He speaks about across the road. Then he says, Billy, mom, carried out. Billy, mom, Chris, excuse me, I have to sneeze. And then the word lighter. Now, he could mean he felt lighter, as in just from passing out, or I don't think he means that. I think he means lighter. There had to have been a light at least enough to see where they were going. Flashlights, okay, I understand that. We all know that's out there, but something to do with a lighter. Does William live in Portland, Tennessee? Which Sebastian, do you know which area? Do you know which um direction they took you? Let me put it that way. Did they take you north? Did they take you south? Did they take you east? Or did they take you west? What would be west of Stafford Court? So I want to say I just heard west, but I want to make sure. Sebastian, did they, when they took you to the place, was it a really long drive or switch vehicles? I'm pretty sure he said they switched vehicles. Long Hollow Pike and Hunter's Lane. Sebastian, who carried you across the road? Oh, okay. Thursday, Chris. And mom, what did she do? She kept, what did she keep? What do you mean? She kept trace. What do you mean? She kept trace call? So Sebastian, when you woke up after they took you out of the home and you were on the ground, remember you showed me that? Yeah, it was dark. Okay. Now, what was around you? Was there a highway next to you? Side So you're saying it was like a side road that really nobody ventures too much. Is that what you mean? Because I usually don't implement my point of view unless you've told me that, but I'm kind of like getting like side road. And it had to have been a road that really nobody ventures down. The rock used was thrown in the water. So they had to have been near water at the time of those last moments. Sebastian, do you know whose car they put you in? Whose car was that? Sebastian, how many cars were there? Were there one or were there two? Okay. You've never changed your story on that. It's always been two vehicles. Sebastian, have you ever heard any people that were looking for you? Have you ever heard anybody yell your name, yell for you, say your name, play your favorite song? Because that means that you were close at one point. Do you remember hearing any loud voices calling your name, singing the Eye of the Tiger? When you say you heard their shoes, right? What do you mean you heard their shoes? You didn't hear their voices, but you heard their shoes. He says he heard the he says he heard like the shoes and almost like the ruffle of leaves. So that tells me wooded area, right? Because a lot of the leaves that are overtaken are in the wooded areas. Sebastian, do you know the name of the road you're on or the let's start off with that first because I don't want to overwhelm you. Can you see a name of a street around you right now? Can you repeat that just so I heard you? Because I feel like you said a three-letter word, but it almost sounded like it was a four-letter word. Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, did you say, just repeat the second word you just said to me. Okay, I just want to make sure I spelled it right, okay? And where are these two things? Where is that? Right here. Where is that? The Where is that? Okay. Where would this be? Keep coming with the answers. If you can only answer it one at a time, that's fine. If you can show me, that would be the most immensely amazing thing that you could do, is show me. Okay. But where would this be? Where is this? Is this the person that I have screenshots of on the Facebook? Is this the guy? When you say woodsman, is this somebody that is deep in the woods and he can hang out in the woods, or does he work with wood? Does he build things? Okay. He works with wood. He's been in the army. Um, when you say okay, is he connected to Chris, or who is he connected to? When you say that word, okay, can you give me a name for that person that would be affiliated with this? Okay, what's the name? I would need the name though. Why why would they help Chris and Chris's family? Why would they help them? That's understandable. They got out, their names would be ruined. there would be no coming back from that. Did they place you one place and there's evidence, right? Because everybody leaves a signature of some sort behind. Everybody leaves some sort of mistake behind. Whether it's now, whether it's later, it will always come out, Sebastian. Is there anything that they slipped up on but have no idea they did? Um, is that why he is that what happened? Is that the reason why that happened to him? Because he knew? Uh-huh. So the man Rutherford is I remember knowing him by the first name Sonny, the sheriff Sonny. Um, his last name's Rutherford, correct? Was he, Kylie? Thank you. Yes. Weatherford, Rutherford. I hear Rutherford, but it could be a syllable misunderstanding. That's not a big deal because that does sound like that would be, another variation. Weatherford, Weatherford. Okay. Um, yeah, that makes sense. Um, Sebastian talks about the key and the door and that he was asking too many questions. Okay. Now, whatever didn't make sense to him for whatever reason, he knew something was wrong in the case and he was starting to ask too many questions. It's a little funny that after that video was made about, I'm not sure who he was speaking to in the video, something about he was seen, all we know is he was seen coming in, but he didn't come back out. That specific video. How long after did he pass away after that video? And the key and the door, whatever that means, Sonny figured something out that he wasn't supposed to figure out because he was asking too many questions. And I wonder, was there any footage of that gathering that was for the sheriff's department or law enforcement? Was there any footage of cameras around that place during that event? Um, I would love to know if something wasn't set off during that time and it triggered something and he fell. Crazy country gal. Remember Katie said he would only use the one door. Okay. So key and door, the sheriff's last name. He was asking too many questions. So whatever he found out, clearly that had to do with Sebastian. That clearly he found answers to. And for whatever reason, after the fact, he fell. Okay. Let's go back to trying to get a location. Okay, Sebastian. And if any of Sebastian's family wants to come through and help, that's deeply appreciated. I suggest that. Um, that would be actually a wonderful idea. Can you guys just, for the sake that we looked, um, can you, for the sake that we looked, can you just look up that name Rutherford? It's being mentioned again. Um, just to say that we looked and see if there's anybody significant in the police department or anything of that nature. Do you have to go for a full deep dive? No, but it would make sense if it's being mentioned and we're just unaware of it. That's like Fairfax and it's like Hubble. This could be another new piece of information. Rutherford County, Tennessee. There you go. See, okay. Does anybody want to do a quick deep dive for me and see if there's anybody in the police force in Sumner County by that name? It could be from the DA's office. It could be from the district attorney's office. It could be law enforcement. It could be anybody. Um, can you guys do me a favor and see if there's anybody by the name of Rutherford in the DA's office? I'm hearing DA specifically. Okay. I just did William Rutherford was a prisoner. Lots of news about him. Okay, so we'll leave that one out then. Um, does it mean there's a connection? Don't know who he is, who knows? We'll just leave that out then, Suzie, because um, okay, so it would be the same validation for you. I mean, there would be a reason why it's coming up in Sebastian's case, so maybe there's a connection somewhere to something. Don't know yet. Let's keep going. Is that for this though? Let's try the county, okay? Rutherford County. How far is that from Stafford? I mean, it could be a ways out. It's just a question. Kylie said there's a rumor that Stephen Crabtree lives in Chris's house now. Well, rumor, I'm sure that people can get down to it because those types of things will come out eventually. Um, it would make it would be really strange if he did. Why he would live there, that would make no sense. I would like a detailed list from any spirit connection having to do with Sebastian that is of family members or good nature that can tell me who is fully in connection with the Proudfoot cover up. Full name from the law enforcement to the DA to anybody in Sumner County's. 6 judges named Rutherford in Rutherford County. No DA. There are 6 judges named Rutherford. Okay. All right. Can I have just when I say detailed, I mean, so detailed from point A to point B to point C. If there is any connection, anybody that is crooked in this case for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and that are helping cover things up, please state the facts now. Okay. Would this be the same person though that was talked about a few minutes ago? What about Craddock? Payoff. Craddock was a payoff. How was he paid off? I have lots of questions about that. Back to the envelope. We've seen this before. Were there any judges involved? Were there any district attorneys involved? Hmm. See, I hear Chief Rutherford. Maybe he is retired. Chief Rutherford. I mean, it very well could be um, the gentleman who passed away from the fall, but DA Ray Whitley retired in 2025. And the funny thing is DA Whitley is on this man's Facebook, but they're under names that are not of their actual name. Okay, so we know he was paid off. Okay, yep, crooked sheriff. Okay, now here's the kicker. Do you remember when I said that he's got a lot of friends in police force, the police force, Stankfoot? We'll call it that. Bill would be a friend, police. Bill, also Dan. Speaking of Bill, Dan, friend, police. I definitely can see. Okay. Bobby. I know I heard this earlier. What's the name again? I hear Bobby Carter or Carter Bobby for the second time tonight. Too bad someone couldn't get word to her to get on this live because I have so many questions for her. Very well could be. Sebastian, I know I've asked this of you before, right? Was Chris's mother there when you went missing? Did she help in your disappearance? What are the odds that she would be there, though? Speaks about popcorn. He speaks about shop in Warsham. Warsham. Tammy Lynn Weatherford was the wife. Okay, crazy country gal. I don't get that he was buried underneath someone else. Warsham General Store. To me, this is oh, look at that. We have another visitor. See how we brought up mommy dearest and we get gross, a gross message. 5:45 a.m. That's awfully early to be at a store that most likely wasn't even open anyway. Hmm. It just keeps adding up and adding up and adding up, doesn't it? Hmm. I'm sure she would have gotten out of it though if that were true. Um, I'm wondering if I'm wondering if she had gotten a ticket that day, or someone was going to give her a ticket for being out that early in the morning and just sitting there. You know what I mean? Kind of looking suspicious. Maybe. And when they pop up on here, I want you to think about that. They had to subscribe to the channel to see this live. Think about that. I mean, yeah, it's public, but how would you know I'm going live unless you weren't watching my channel? You're watching people's channel, but not looking for your child. We already knew he was going to pop on here tonight, though. That's why I said Chris in the beginning, because Spirit was like, Chris is watching. He was just waiting for the perfect time to come on. Let's not give him any noise. How much did mommy dearest have involvement? That's my thing. 5:45 a.m. That tells me Christopher dearest told mommy to be out there early a.m. and maybe she met up with mommy dearest. Hmm. Why would you meet up with somebody at 5:45 a.m.? No one's out of bed that early in the morning last time I checked. Unless you have something very important to do. Hmm. Everybody say hello to the Bower socks. It makes perfect sense because one of these papers talks about, I have it on here, a maroon car. Who has the maroon car? Maroon car. It won't be long, Chris. It won't be long, Miss whatever you want to call yourself today, Bowersock, Proudfoot, whatever it is that you want to call yourself. How long before they really think that shit's not gonna hit the fan? It makes sense because California, um, I've been hearing the song all day. Arizona sky burning in your eye like California gold. All day, all day, all day, all day, all day. And here we are. I heard feeder in California. They lived there years ago. Crab trees at the house. Yeah, well, a maroon car is involved in this because Sebastian's mentioned this specific color many, many, many times. And if it wasn't true, the weird foots wouldn't be on here saying such gross things. That tells you their demeanor as people. Can you imagine the weirdness and why Chris is the way he is? Think about that. Snaggletooth, horse teeth, and Bigfoot all in one household together growing up. Hi, Miss Linda Jackson. It's been a minute. It is good to hear from you. Yeah, the proud face, they have to get around. They have to go, make it look like they're traveling and they're doing this and they're doing that, which they very well are. They're just doing it to keep people guessing. That's their thing. That's how they get it. Well, you got Bill. Okay, this is what made me think of how Bill friend police. Bill friend police. So you got the sister who's working at the sheriff's department. Conveniently, that's where the phone call went into. Oh no, let's call the sheriff's department when your son is missing instead of calling 911. Yeah. Either you're really dumb or you just knew exactly what you're doing beforehand. Then you don't have your house searched. You have the father's house searched immediately. You had to that's that called reverse psychology. You have to make someone look a certain way so that everyone can look at them when it's really you guys. Ask Sebastian if the neighbor that lived behind them that was a police officer, was he there that night? So, meaning was he there that night he disappeared as in their presence, or was he home that night? I want to word the question the proper way. What, Sebastian, was the um there's a big mosquito. Not anymore. Um was the man that lived behind your mother, the police officer, was he with them the night you disappeared? He says no, but he also says the word blank, like he should have listened. He should have listened. Oh, more held for review. We know. Sebastian, is there anything about Chris's mom, and Chris's dad? They're not your grandparents, so I don't want to call them your grandparents. They're not your relation. So, is there anything about Chris and Chris's family that they did and hid when you went missing? He's talking about the trailer hitch. Was there a trailer hitch? The camper. Okay. Sebastian, what about trailer hitch, honey? What does it have to do with your disappearance? Can you reference to me more of that, what that means? Melissa. So I have clutch, hand, and Melissa. They traded the trailer that the B Sox took, then got new one. I heard may not be true. Chris is lived behind them, had an RV also. Melissa, clutch, and hand. Sebastian, I thought I saw marks on Chris's teeth marks on Chris's arm. That was one of our questions prior to, yes, that was stated. Oh, Melissa's the CPS worker that allowed her brother to beat Sebastian. So that's why 5 CPS reports went under, the radar. Seth could have such a lawsuit. Seth could make sure the job is gone. He could, if Seth really was smart about it, he could have everybody's job. He could have your job. He could have your life is in his hands. How many children? How many children have been abused under her supervision? Let me put it that way. Well, at least we know why 5 reports went underscored and weren't followed up on. Probably took your sister I wonder how many times your sister talked to the teachers. How many times the sister went interviewed Sebastian at school. I wonder how many times the teachers turned you guys in for abuse. How many times? You know what's funny is he's a predator. He seeks out women with children so he can abuse them and feel power. It's kind of like his own family, right? To me, he would have been a monster as a kid, always in trouble, always getting out of trouble from his family, getting him out of situations. Went too far this time. Kids missing, gone. And you as a family are okay with that. You're a bunch of twisted, sick fucks. I have no problem swearing on my life, and I don't care if I get banned. I don't care if I get reported, because it's not about me. And you, as a sister, a CPS worker, knew he was being choked, he was being abused, and you allowed it under state law. I hope they nail your ass to the wall in federal lawsuits. I hope that the lawsuits go as high as they could possibly go. You are a bunch of weak individuals that are power hungry because you're nobody's behind that little wall you guys all stick together by. And Katie, you pled the fifth. That's all I need to know about you. Well, Terry Lynn did ask him if he was rebellious as a kid. And he said, yeah. Oh, a message being held for review. I think we touched a nerve, people. Tennessee, everyone is a mandated reporter. And yet, how many people are going missing? How many children are being trafficked into the system? Yet Sumner County Sheriff arrested. Sheriff arrested. Teacher, coach, so on. Oh, if I was that girl, I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her mother. I know the mother has been fighting for some time now. And as soon as that girl ages out, he'll go and his next move is he's going to find someone else's child to abuse now that Sebastian's gone, because his power is gone now. So his ego is high. His morale is high because he thinks he got away with it. But sweetie, time is of the essence. Time will come and your time will come. For your mother, for your snaggletooth father, and you, Bigfoot. Because none of that goes on. You God sees everything. And do you think God allows you to punish and hurt a child who is disabled at that? One day your punishment will come, whether it will be you'll die from cancer, whether it'll be you'll fall off a freaking bridge, whether God, who knows? I hope you get the worst punishment. God will handle all three of you. And no, all four of you, including Melissa. And I don't care how I look and I don't care how I sound right now. You are a disgusting group of evil people and you're going to rot in hell. Thank you, whoever sent me a star. Sorry, I couldn't really see the name. Mm, oh, there it is. Crazy country. Not Ted. No, no. It's Miss Susie. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, thank you, my darling. Um, I want you guys to have me some more questions for Sebastian because I want to at least be on at least till one. If that's too long for you guys, that's okay. For those who it's too long for, please go get some rest. I came on here with a vengeance tonight because when you hear things the way we hear them here, that's why the proud foots, feets, whatever the hell their weird name is. But that's why do you think they came on here? Because they know their actions were true. What weird family comes out on a live? You're stalking YouTube to find out who knows about you people. You are fucking weird. Oh, Denise, I've heard that. A lot of and I'm not talking bad about any religious group because everybody has their own view of things. But they say autism is a sin because you were a sinner. That's why your child has autism. The sick belief systems that people hold, God, fucking deluded people. That's a fact. That's a fact. I've seen child abusers end up with the worst fate ever, whether it be the most horrendous sickness, whether it be someone cast a spell on them. And believe me, I know a few people. Oh, look, another message held for review. Darn it, I'm scared. Stop it. It's funny they didn't have balls to come on my live when I was on my computer. My computer would just go weird, right? You guys notice something? Think about that. I have not had one screw up on my live tonight like I have done on my computer. They thought this was going to go away because, disabled children are overlooked in the system, and they either end up, these poor children, either when they get out they end up near, mostly it's a high statistic of water deaths, autism children, autistic children. A lot of them end up in water or by water, or and it's a sad thing, but that's the reality of it. Sebastian, are you near a swimming pool? I will leave that open for a specific person, okay? What was the flashlights in car near house? What was the flashlight? Well, I'm not going to say flashlight because it wasn't just one flashlight, it was several flashlights. Who had the three flashlights? Hmm. He said it wasn't me. Mom lied. Meaning what? What does that mean? Mom lied about the flashlight. Said he took broke flashlight. He didn't take his flashlight. Mom lied about the flashlight. Well, that makes sense, Sebastian. Every narrative that she placed out there. Okay, so it was the flashlight, the thud. That's why my thumbnail, was there really a knock? When you have to place subjective information into a statement, we went here, we went here, we went here, we went here, we went here. Did she offer that information, or did they ask her step by step by step? Because you know what's funny is when they did the interview, you see Chris every time Katie speaks. It was so idiotic and so right in your face. You know, God, Chris, you're such a bad fucking actor. You really are. You're just so pathetic. I can't get any more honest than that. You're so fucking pathetic. And yes, I'm gonna say it. Sorry, I don't care at this point. 2 years later, you two have no shame living your lives fully. You're gonna rot in hell, and I hope all of you have your day soon. Oh, thanks, Patriot. You're the best. You're the best. You didn't hurt my heart at all. Moving forward. Bye bye. Oh yeah. That's Chris. That's Chris. Stupid. They're so laughable. I can't. Guys, come on. Okay, so I need to. Susie, make sure you message my Facebook for me. I do have something that I need to say about this reading, about something on the paper, okay? She wanted to appear that he ran away. That's why she said he took the flashlight. Okay. That makes sense. No, he was carried out of that house. And they know everything I'm saying on here is true because if it wasn't true, they wouldn't be on here trying so goddamn hard to shut me up, to shut Sebastian up. But you can't hear because you're not his boss here. You have no power here. You're useless. Is Sebastian near Hubble Company event venue in Hendersonville? Sebastian, are you near the event venue in Hendersonville called the Hubble Company? There's certain things I'm not going to say on here because we have the jokesters on here. So if I say I can't answer your question, there's something about your question that was triggered. Okay. So know that your question was answered. I wanted to timestamp as I heard a boy say something, but I can't do it. You can always say timestamp and I'll know what that means. So you could just not worry about that part. You can always do it, but we all know what that means here. You're welcome. I will take another at least 5 questions for the night for this case. And any question and any live after here, guys, is going to be a members only live. So, proud feets, if you want to proud feets, foots, big foots, little foot, snaggle tooth, horse tooth, if you want to join my live, pay a fee, asshole. See, crazy country gal, I'm not your typical runaway person. I'll nose to nose with your ass. Oh, thank you, Kylie. Yeah, anything to do with Sebastian, we're gonna keep unlock for only members, and it has nothing to do with our subscribers, unfortunately. It's just the way it has to be because we have these weirdos on here stalking people's pages. You wouldn't last a day in my world, sweetie, where I come from. Definitely wouldn't last a day here where I am. Yeah, I'm being told I triggered them. So it's not to be rude to any of my normal subscribers. It's just there's some things you have to gatekeep and keep quiet for the inner circle because you have assholes like that trying to put up a front to, what did I tell you guys in the beginning of this live? I heard Chris. Someone said, Chris is here. And who started talking? Okay. Um, Sebastian, what's outside of that box that you're in? What's outside of it? Okay. Susie Q, it's okay to still call you Susie Q, right? Your question has been answered. Just message me after this live or when you can tomorrow. What I'm trying to say is I can't answer that because the one word I have will give it away. And obviously, did a man drown in the water near where Sebastian is? Sebastian, was there someone that drowned in near where you are? No, no. He says no. He's repeating what he just said to me for Susie's question. Do you have do you have anything to say to Chris, to your mother, to any of Chris's family? I will say that, honey, but you know the people that they are and how awful they are. They will never be able to give you an answer to that because they don't have it themselves. To be that ugly and nasty and evil inside, they don't have peace themselves. And we don't give power once someone has taken it from you. Is there anything else you want to say to them, honey? Meaning what? He's speaking about something about Chris lied something about diapers. Sebastian, honey, can you let me know a little bit more about what you mean by that? I definitely understand what you're saying, honey. Let's give them a message that they're never going to be able to get out of their head. He's talking he's talking about Chris's keys again. Chris has more than one key on his keychain. It's kind of like it almost looks like a bunch of keys on a set of keys. Okay. Do you want to say anything to your mom? How about your dad? I don't think he's ever going to stop, Sebastian. He says, keep looking. And when I ask him to talk about his mother, he just, it's like, no, he doesn't want to have anything to say to her. He's speaking, and they're like all silver keys. It doesn't have a distinct It doesn't have a distinct discoloration of a different key. It's just like they're all silver keys almost. It's like on a bunch of keys. I wouldn't doubt it if he has the key of where Sebastian is, so to speak. And I don't mean that as in a symbolic way because I do feel whatever in the area he is in, there is a way to get in or get out. Do you have a message for Faith? He's saying he's really sorry that they lied. Whatever they stated to her, they made it sound like everything that happened or everything and anything that happened is a lie. It's not real. It's just all a made up thing. He must have ran away. He's telling her it's a lie. I'm here. And Sebastian, as crazy country gal said, you have nothing to be sorry for. Not a thing. And Sebastian, I want to help you cross over. Okay. When I say cross over, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to come and go as you want. It's just you won't be in the place where you think you're stuck. You're not stuck here. You have the ability to go forward and go to the place where it's completely love, completely compassion. You feel warmth, you feel kindness. There's no pain, there's no Chris, there's no lies, there's no nothing except for just complete acceptance. I will definitely take you there. And Sebastian, you have so many people that are looking for you and that love you and are keeping your name out there for you, honey. That is just something that they're doing on the behalf of you because they care that much about you. Your beautiful smile has touched so many people's lives. And that's the thing about this case. These people never assumed that Sebastian would be this special to a stranger. You guys thought somebody would just give up on him. And 2 years later, here you still are creeping on a live because you know what he's saying is true. You know that his words have meaning here. And you can't touch him. You can't put a fucking finger on him because in spirit, he's got all the power. He just doesn't understand that he's not stuck because of you. You're an abusive piece of shit. And I hope that I hope you're walking around your little shitty ass house. And I hope that you're fuming and I hope you're frothing at the mouth. And I hope you understand that you will never, ever have power with anybody else's child now because you are out there on the radar. People know that you're a sick, deluded, I'm not even going to call you a man. You're a fraction of what a man is. Sebastian will always have justice on every single YouTube page and every content creator with his real father, but you will never have that power with anybody else again. You are a picture across every billboard. People know what you did. People know what you did behind closed doors. And the fact that the mom was okay with it, special place in hell for you people. I will defend him until that boy is found and he is placed at a protective burial place where you have no power over that child, not in spirit, not in physical. Well, that's a lot of moms that do this kind of stuff because they know that no one, women like that see a man as, oh, he's going to want to be with me even though I have a disabled child. But in that little sentence that I mentioned, right? People have the right to be loved. People have the right to have a life. But the day that child is born and the day that child shows any type of systematic symptoms of a disability, you as a mother didn't get the option to give up on him. And the fact that you did so willingly put him in danger with this snake that slithered into your house and you allowed it. You didn't love him from the start. You had a discord, a disconnect from him. And that's what you why you were so open to allow a man to abuse him. You people are on the radar. You people, you will never, ever have another woman be with you like that, Chris Proudfoot. People know that you're a disgusting pig and that you should never be around a child again. You should be charged to the fullest extent of the law, you and that whole family, along with the mother. I could never put a man before my child. Never. And you just willingly opened that door. That poor boy was assaulted. That poor boy was abused. And you just didn't care. Didn't care. I'm touching a nerve here. I hope so because you deserve it. So, any more questions? Well, we got some new stuff here tonight, guys. It might be three little random words, but those three little random words can have a lot of meaning in this case. And if we all know way back when, one specific person knows about the things that were coming through in silent, that there was something that was connected to a certain thing, a certain piece. And it's funny that it showed up in the name tonight. Sounds like she encouraged it by taking him to see Chris because he wasn't behaving, in my opinion. Our next life for Sebastian is going to be it's going to be just members. Okay, guys, it has nothing to do with not wanting to share what we have coming through with Sebastian to the world. No, it's just sometimes you just have to make it private for the inner circle because the ones that want to be here, that know to be here, are here, or they, even if they can't be here, it's some people try their very, very, very best to be here. But at the same time, look what they're doing tonight. They're popping on here talking about the most vile things, and they thought for one second they bother me. I'm not your typical little YouTube creator, sweetie. I could give two flying shits what you say on my live. And furthermore, it makes you look bad. And furthermore, trace your trace your little game here. So please do keep commenting so I can send it to law enforcement. It's okay because their days are marked, their time is marked. 2 years, so what? You know what? That's okay because Sebastian is not going to go anywhere. You may think you have won. You may think you've defeated a 15-year-old boy. You are a joke. Oh, oh, please. Sweetie, if I was fake, let me tell you, I wouldn't come up on live telling you guys to have open case discussions ready and able to pull shit out of the air. Okay. And that's why you know you show up to my live because I can pull shit up just like that. How many lives, guys, have we done open case lives? You pick the case, you have to validate the information, you have to know it personally. And little old me does what? I'm not tooting my own horn. I just do what's asked and what comes through. Information that is validated by complete strangers, honey. That's where you fucked up. Because I'm not your round of the mill psychic, head wearing piece fucking crystal ball looking at person. I'm one of those that will go deeper and deeper and deeper until I find what the fuck I'm looking for. Didn't touch my nerve, sweetie. You just made it more fun. So scratch your bald ass head with that. Not even 1 ounce of give a shit. For those that are on my lives and pick your cases, make sure you pick the hardest fucking case next time with absolutely no information. You can give me a name, you can throw a picture up there. I wouldn't give a shit. A first name, don't give me a town, don't give me a last name, don't give me an age. Watch what comes through. But you all know that because you know the real deal when you see one. And what's even more mind boggling in this, you, her mother being a lifetime pedophile on the registry, you let your child near him? You let your child near her? That for me tells me you don't give a shit about your son. Because a pedophile can't stop at one child, no matter whose child it is. They, Chris Proudfoot don't know nothing about Savannah Spurlock case because if he did, he wouldn't be on here trying to play a game with me. So he don't know nothing about Savannah Spurlock's case. So let him keep fucking around. I think it's a fun challenge for me. I'm that one. I am that bitch. And I've never sworn this much on a live. But hey, someone's got to have Sebastian's back. If it's you and me, then that's all that matters. In the Savannah Spurlock case, who did I name specifically? Specifically. How was she found in my reading? Exactly how was she found in my reading? Maddox's case. I stated how he would be found, and till this day, his case is not open. It's not shut, but it's like if there's any more information to this case, you bring it here. We'll redo it. But Molly Tibbetts, I could keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Ask Sebastian if Green Hoodie was Katie's mom, please. Bubbly Beth. Sebastian was the person in the green hoodie that night at Texas Roadhouse specifically. Was that your grandma? Was that your mom's mom? Was that your grandmother at Texas Roadhouse? I didn't get a yes to that, but it's almost like it's somebody that's related to Chris's family. Can you guys validate that if that was Chris's family of some sort, of maybe like a cousin or something like that? Because he didn't say yes to that question, but he almost gave me a connection to Chris. I thought that was okay. Ask. Okay, I read that. I thought that was CP's cousin. Was it CP's cousin? Really? That who Billy is? His name is William Guy? Oh, okay. Oh my god, also an RSO also. Wow. Oh shit, guys. Well, you see the information just keeps coming, guys. It just gotta like make it click. We have to make it click. I don't know. To me, that looked like a guy. What do you guys think? Can you honestly believe Eric Craddock? Can you believe them? To me, did that not look like a guy to you? Because I felt it was a guy. Did that look like a woman to you or a guy? Because I saw a man. And you have to remember this is not to be judgmental. This is not to be targeting a certain group of people, but you have a lot of people that look like the opposite sex, right? You have transgender people, and that does, like I said, there's no disrespect there. It could be in that way in some manner. Yeah. No, I completely understand that. Let me turn my page over in case asshole tries to zoom in. Yeah, guys, next live on Sebastian, just members, okay? So anybody that wants to tune into that live, please just join. So that's four things: Fairfax, Hubble. Well, no, there's not four things. There's about six or seven things that added up tonight that were different from our other lives. There's just some things that I cannot say here because we all know why. Yeah, it was hard to tell pink butterfly. You had to do a double. I thought it was manly, but it also could have been like what I just said. It could have been like some people are born a certain way and they try to become a different way. Mm, I already validated that the man in the yellow had nothing to do with that. That was just somebody that was like a turning around and like, wow, what is that? Because I think when they were talking, if you looked at Sebastian at that moment, pay attention to Sebastian. He looked kind of nervous and scared. He looked worried about something. Was green hoodie okay? Good question, Bubbly Beth. Sebastian, was the person in the green hoodie with Chris that night when when you were taken out of the house, Sebastian? Was the person at Texas Roadhouse? Was he or she with Chris? I'm gonna say he or she because it's kind of odd the way it comes off. Was the person in the green hoodie a man? Let's start with this, Sebastian. Was the person in a green hoodie a man or a woman? Man. Okay. Was this person in the green hoodie with Chris the night that you disappeared? Okay, let me say this. I don't want to say disappeared because you didn't disappear. Was the person in the green hoodie with Chris the night that you were taken out of the house? He's giving me this feeling like there is a connection, but not in the way people think. It's like there was like an exchange of something, like money for pills or pills for, like there was something that was exchanged by those two. Crazy country gal, awesome question. Sebastian, did Chris give someone a key to the house? Or did your mom or Chris give anybody an extra key to the house? He says no, but he's saying something else. So just give me a second. You said no, and what else? He speaks about no, the door was locked, but he's also talking about the camera in the kitchen. They had a camera in their kitchen. Yes, that's where he talked about the snacks. That's right. Was Chris okay? Sebastian, was Chris in the car next to his next to mom's car at Texas Roadhouse? Was Chris at Texas Roadhouse that night in a vehicle? He just says he lied and said he wasn't there. Asked mom. Okay, that's a question I haven't asked before, I don't believe. Sebastian, do you know what mom did with her Apple Watch? Um, he's talking about Crabtree. Crabtree. That was his answer back to that question. Why would I'm assuming this is Crabtree is I'm assuming he is the person. Okay. Why would he have mom's Apple Watch? I mean, but of all, think about it this way, sweetie. Of all things and all places that that watch could be, why would he be the one to have the watch? You know, oh, I get it. Okay, I understand. I understand. It's kind of talking like detach from your Apple Watch is obviously connected to your iPhone, it's connected to your earpiece and all that good stuff, right? Detach and sell. Think about it. If the Proudfoots got a hold of her watch, right? They wouldn't just, I don't know, because they could have just broke it and just got rid of it. But why would he see that's what I'm not understanding, honey, because anybody could have that watch, right? And they could have did anything with it. Why would he have the watch and sell it? Here's something really fucking strange. Really fucking strange. I just heard Craddock's voice, no evidenti no evidentiary value. Do you remember what he said in that clip where the where they were being asked about the lights? Where he's talking about there's no evidentiary value. I'm wondering if he gave it to Craddock, the watch. That for me is like, what the fuck? He's in this instance talking about the watch. And I think maybe that's that circle of give it to him, give it to him. Maybe but see, what I don't understand is if her watch could have went anywhere, right? Her watch could have, they could have got rid of it down some deep dark hole. They could have, they could have done anything with that watch. Why would Crabtree have it and why would he give it to Craddock? Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know if he fully grasps what I'm saying to him, but when I hear that there is no evidentiary value to it, I'm not sure why that would even. Yes, exactly, crazy. Mm-hmm. That's a very odd phrase. Hmm. That would take Kylie, that would take some serious, like, okay, we have to erase all the messages out of it. We'd have to disconnect from my phone. Wouldn't there be like a trace pattern to it to where, kind of like a trace signal to it to um where it was where it was hooked up with what number? I mean, I'm just that's a thought of mine. You know what I'm saying? Um, mm, message being held for review. Darn it. Oh no. Another message. Could be, Kylie. Very, very well could be. That is 100% um, an idea of speculation. Yes. Sebastian, did Crabtree see? Wait, ask Sebastian if Crabtree see him back on the screen. Sebastian, did did Mr. Crabtree see you when they took you out of the house? Did they know where? Does he know where you are? Um, I'm not too sure what this means, but he's talking about something about sending, almost like he's wording it in a way, but not exactly how I'm going to explain it to you. It's almost like he's putting people on a wild goose chase, so to speak. Right, Kylie. 100%. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Rhino Mike, hello. Yeah, it would make sense too because I keep seeing Craddock with this thick envelope, right? Of this white envelope to be exact. It's not yellow. It's not. It's just like an envelope like yay big, right? Just enough to fit dollar bills in, right? I mean, and I see him counting money. Oh, look, another messages for review. I can't. Everybody put Sebastian hearts up for Sebastian. Sebastian, gang over here. Too bad you ain't got shit to say, huh? You can't do nothing about what we're doing. You will not have power in our lives when it comes to Sebastian. Sorry for you. Sorry for you. Green hearts up, everybody, for Sebastian. I love it. I love it. You can't do shit to him anymore. And he has to say, can't do shit about it. You're still sending in your little unpowerful messages that are getting deleted here. Um, I'm hearing the name Smiley. Isn't that isn't that a content creator, guys? Miss Smiley, wasn't it a woman? Keep sending them hearts for Sebastian. Give that baby love because he needs it. He never got it. Smiley World. Okay. Sebastian, what about Miss Smiley World? I'm gonna keep clapping for you, baby, because they're giving you love. They're giving you love. What about Miss Smiley? Oh, he's the one that flattened her tire? Oh, yeah. Something about Chris flattened her tire. Had somebody flatten her tire, or he flattened her tire. Look at that, Sebastian. They're giving you love, baby. I love it. I can honestly say I'm happy for him. Mm, game over, Chris. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, you guys. Are you serious? What do you mean, honey? I'm a meatball. Hi. Look at these hearts, baby. They love you. A message for review. I bet he did CP snapped on her in her interview. Oh, okay. Did Chris cut CJ's belt off his truck? Hold on one second. Sebastian, did Chris cut CJ's belt off his truck? I hope I worded it correctly. If you didn't, I'm sure you'll correct me. Um, why is he mentioning CJ in Warshams? CJ in Warshams. CJ and Warshams. Guys, can you tell me what that means? They were looking for him. CJ smelt a foul odor when he searched. But what would Warshams have to do with that? Because I know you guys said that that was a store. Oh, okay. He's the one that found a mattress pad? Oh, more stuff up for review, guys. Every time Scumbag sends up something, give a green heart to Sebastian. Did CJ search around Warshams? That's my question. He searched there also. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. He found mattress pad near Warshams. Oh, no shit. Okay. There's also storage sheds by Warshams. CJ stopped by the store probably to ask questions. It makes sense. It makes sense. Storage unit. There are tons of units. Mama Socks had stuck. He also took it when he also took it with him, didn't give it to LE. He searched everywhere until they ran him off. Hmm. Fist pump to Sebastian, guys. Fist pump to Sebastian. Yes. Mm-hmm. Ellie wouldn't take it. What the fuck? Mm-mm-mm. Well, guys, it's 1:30. Give Sebastian thumbs up, give him love, give him likes, give him whatever you want to choose tonight before you leave off this live. Are you funded by APEC? Not a one, sweetie. Because Terry Lynn and the other girl found boxes of Katie's pictures and other things. Oh, keep on sending those loves, baby. Sebastian, everybody's sending you green hearts, fist pumps, likes, you name it. They're sending them up for you tonight. Lots and lots of hearts. Tell dad I love him. Well, sadly, tell dad I love him. That's the only message he had tonight. Not for you, Chris, not for his mother. I don't care too much about uh oh, thank you, Shelby Famous. Um, I don't really know too much about her, but he talked about a flattening of a tire. So that's why I mentioned it. So I'm not too sure about her and her specifics, but okay, guys, when I do another live for Sebastian, I want you to do your research about Fairfax, Hubble, and there's other things I'm not going to mention just because, the jerk offs are watching. But other than that, gotcha. And maybe I don't want to speculate. I don't know her. Um, Terry Lynn's, when they found it, she's so jacked up now. Yeah, I repeated it because Sebastian repeated it. So at the end of the day, whatever her goings on are, or, just that, it's okay. I don't know her specifically. Okay, my darlings, I will see you guys for the next live. Um, the next live that I'm going to be doing is Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie. Um, that is going to be about the ransom notes and another spirit session with Miss Nancy Guthrie. And um, why I think the notes itself, to me, the notes are, they're hogwash. They're bullshit, because I do believe in the beginning there was something that drew them to her specifically. Um, but I also think there is connection personally, whether it's through church, whether it's through the people that work on her house, whether it's through her daughter's. I remember someone saying jewelry business. She was had a jewelry business. Um, but I do feel that there are. It's just too much to get into right now because it's so late. But we will talk about that on the next live. I will put that up. So anybody that's going to join that live, I will definitely put the date out, but I won't be doing it till next week. And as I stated in my last video, I'm going to be traveling next week, and I'm going to be making a pit stop, and I'm going to be showing Sebastian's picture around. And I want to see if anybody knows who he is. And I want to see, in my surroundings, if I can peep anything, if I see any strange, I'm going to be showing his picture around town where I'm going to be at. And I want to see how far Sebastian's face and name has gotten out truly in the media. Um, yes, he was on the news. Yes, we are doing more here on YouTube for him than his own mother and so-called stepfather. You stepped into his life, you piece of shit. He didn't step into yours. You should have been happy to take on the role as a part of his family. But you didn't. You destroyed him. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Well, good morning. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being here for Sebastian. Keep his name out there, whether it's a picture, whether it's a video, whether it's his name, whether it's a description of him. It does not matter. Keep him out there because he deserves that much. Please keep him in your prayers, your thoughts. Keep him, support his father, be there for his father. Because can you imagine 2 years later, trying to get the police to help you, trying to get the FBI to take over, trying to get people to help him find his son. Can you imagine just having no help except for strangers who are willing to come together to search? How do you get death threats looking for a missing child? Unless we all know. So, everybody, just keep sweet Sebastian in your heart, in your prayers, and your thoughts. Post him on Facebook, post him on YouTube, post him on TikTok, post him on any platform that you can possibly post him on. Because somebody is going to say, I saw something. But you know what? The reward being as high as it is, do you know why no one's came forward yet? Because the perpetrators were the people in his own home. So I am going to do my part. I am going to keep him out there. I will collaborate with anybody that wants to collaborate with me in a session of any kind for Sebastian. I'm putting that out there. If you want to come on alive with me, if you want to ask me about a random case, please do so. I don't need, as you can see, I don't have anything in my hands when I do a live except for a piece of paper and a pen, and that's it. I will work with anyone to help find a missing person, a missing child. Sebastian touches my heart. That face of his, that smile of his, how could you not look at that child and see love? Just to know that evil exists under a roof that he shared with, I cannot fathom the insurmountable anxiety he lived through every day, the fear, the anger, uncontrollable desire that he had to be just safe. Everything comes to pass. Everything that we do to people in some way or another, in any fashion, it comes back. And it might be not now. It might not be a year from now. But you're going to know when God strikes your ass down for hurting an innocent child, whether you're a Proudfoot, a Bowersox, you're a politician, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer. Doesn't matter who you are. Your fate is set once you've sealed those tears to a child. And I hope to God you suffer, because I'm going to tell you right now, once you hurt someone, their ancestors, they're already working on your demise. Their ancestors from across time and space are working on your demise. God is working on your demise. You have every spectral of nastiness and spirit that's going to connect to your energy. Whether you get sick, whether a bout of bad luck comes to you, I have no problem saying that I will curse the fuck out of you. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't waste my energy on cursing someone like you, because I'm going to let God do the work. That's it. So, everybody, have a great night. We'll come back here for Sebastian in a members only live. And our next live is going to be Nancy Guthrie and also Nicole Brown Simpson. We all know what happened in her case. We all know how she passed. We all know how, what happened to her. But I want to talk to her in spirit. I want to know her side of the story. the things that aren't shown on TV, the things that aren't in, documentaries, anything like that. I think that's the most important thing to do is let a spirit speak and let them tell you how they feel. So, everybody have a great night, and I will see you all soon. I will be posting in the community. Please keep an eye out there, and also keep tabs on a video because I'm going to be taking a video, or and I'm going to ask people if, hey, do you know who this child is? Have you seen him? Do you know his case? I want to see how far his case has actually gotten truly. So, all right, everybody, thank you for being here. Have a great night. And it was great to see you all. And thank you for supporting Sebastian always. Watch your six.